There was nothing that stood out. Then I discovered metadata. It's a vast amount of photos.
Hey Golden, how's it going? I'm still trying to set up. I'm switching phone. There we go. Let's see. Come on, there we go. Get this one out of the way. It won't work for tonight, but that one will. I have to use a different one for book prep than I do for the lives. And turn these in from pictures into PDFs, and I lose quality from doing that, so I have to have pretty dark ones because I get complaints already about my handwriting isn't the prettiest. What were you writing? What was that? Well, heck, I don't know, but I'm gonna look it up. What I was trying to write, but sometimes it gets pretty bad. But I do try to write pretty for you guys, at least legibly anyway. Some days are harder than others. All right. So we got vision, sensation. Yep. What else do I need? Just looking up some more functions. Let's see. Functions. We've got taste near that, hearing near that. Yep. Hearing, vision, towards the back. Yep. Primary vision. Frontal lobe. Higher mental function. Premotor scores. Yep. Okay. Of course, we know that there are, I'm just going to write right here, it's pretty obvious that there's 4 lobes to the brain. ERAIN, if I could spell it. There's the frontal, temporal, yep, 4 lobes. So frontal is what we would consider 1. Temporal. The optical, yep, is 3. And then our 4th one is here. Got the 4 lobes. I'm going to write.
We got to the 19th floor. I knocked on the door. Silence. this there. I grabbed Bruce MacArthur on his wrists and placed eye handcuffs on him. I tell Bruce that I'm placing you under arrest for first degree murder. I walk
Divides into lobes.
He had handcuffed the male to his bed, put a blind.
Hey, Mean. How's it going? Hey, Twinkle. Hey, MK. You back too? Hey, Golden. Oh, no. I am right-handed, but I broke my left hand, or no, my right hand twice as a child during kindergarten and first grade. And so I can write with both hands.
Metal pipe was located underneath the driver's seat. Same pipe that we had seen in his apartment.
The medulla, right here, we're going to write controls BP.
Bruce MacArthur was taken. I had the murder weapon, but I didn't know where the bodies were.
The brain stem
Angry with him.
handles a lot of things like our heart,
I wanted to have my go at him.
lungs,
I threw down photographs of the murdered men. I said to him, tell me
stomach,
who this person is. Tell me where I'm going to find them. He just did not answer.
and blood vessels.
You've done something with them that I'll never be able to find them. At least tell me that so I can go and tell the families.
This one also does, of course, because it controls the blood pressure, it also controls the heart rate.
Bruce tended to landscape properties that backed on the green space, properties that backed on the woods.
And
I
your
thought
respirations.
if he dispose of a body, that's where he would go. Was property Bruce frequented on a daily basis.
First time I broke my wrist on my right, I was in preschool, La Petite Academy, back when they used to be one on every street corner. And they called us into the bathroom to wash our hands, and I, of course, slipped on water because I was running around the round tables, you know, right before the bathroom, playing with somebody. And I never did walk, you know, I ran everywhere. Into the bathroom and slipped and fell on my hand. I can remember them feeding me a pimento and cheese sandwich, and I was crying and trying to eat that, but didn't want to eat that. And all I wanted was my granny. And yeah, I had that broken arm, but I'm still traumatized by pimento and cheese sandwiches for that. And then the second time, I'm not sure if I really broke it or if they just saw the old fracture on the x-ray, but I was riding horses that summer with Granny, and she was running along beside me, but me and my cousin were up on top of a horse, and we fell. And it was a good fall because that was a tall horse. Like, the horse was over Granny's head. She was 5 foot tall, but still, it was a tall horse if it was over her head. So fell from that onto the same wrist again, but I'm not sure if I broke it or whatever, but if it was. But I ended up in a cast for twice as long. Yep, I got it. Medulla, respirations, heart rate, blood pressure. Handles all that. It also is a link to the thalamus. If I can get the red to write. I'm not sure if this one's going to write. I need my alcohol. So if they ever get dry, just do a little dipsy-do dive in one of these, just really quick, like a half a second. Just take your lid off and stick the tip of it in there. Pull it right back out instantly. And that'll get you another week of ink for sure. It gets crazy how much more ink is still in there. But that alcohol helps it just loosens back up again. So Link's, you don't have to buy more. Link's thalamus. No one's going to be able to read that, and I'm going to get complaints. Let's see. Maybe I should write it in ink, red, black ink. Thalamus. Still, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe they'll figure out what I wrote. So this one is a sensory motor for pain and heat and touch.
We unfortunately can never bring these men back, but I'm hoping we can start bringing
Come on.
closure to the
I
family.
know you got ink in you. They don't like writing uphill.
It's the right outcome.
I was the one that started this, and I can now close that door.
Sensory motor. Pain, heat, and touch.
The emotions, just like now, were overwhelming. I was proud of the team.
Yay.
I was so thankful with the families. Closure, the community is going to say again. And
This one is your premortal cortex.
the sense of relief as well that I had that no more men now go missing.
Just an AKA for it, but it takes care of your personality, emotions, speech. You have this limbic system.
This captive comes into our homicide unit, holding an envelope in his hand. And he gave it to his partner, Dan. Inside was a photocopy of 3 Polaroid photos of a dead woman that I recognized as Vicki Wegerly. Vicki Wegerly was a homicide victim from 1986, but the police department doesn't take pictures of crime victims in court. Somebody obviously took her picture as she was dying. At the very bottom was the symbol used by a serial killer who started killing in 1974. The victims have been bound, gagged, strangled with a cord. It had been decades since this last case. Plastic bag over her head and a cord looped around her neck. Most people thought that he was either in prison or dead.
So most of your brain surgeries,
Over that letter.
so maybe I should do this in red. Coding tip, like, so
BTK is back.
surgeries on brain are all about the approach method. No, I'm going to do a different color.
My name is Kelly Otis.
Some CPT codes are different approaches. It doesn't matter, but these it does. Approach method.
My father died. I was raised by a detected.
Used to gain access to the brain.
I've always wanted to be a ever since I was a little kid. I just didn't take people
So
in its prime.
I can't tell if y'all can see it or not, but that's all I wrote. Approach method used to gain access to the brain is important here. Pituitary gland is the master gland. Look at you.
Myself and Peripheral.
I remember BTK too well from my childhood.
All right, what else do we need?
In the basement.
You didn't have to worry.
You bought a 15-pack today. Oh my goodness.
Your fear was
So, how many pairs of cranial nerves are there? Can anybody guess that one?
what your task is. It's time for us to catch that guy.
I started looking through the old file, photographs, and the diagrams of the crime scene. The first
Move it towards the right. Yes.
were the Otero.
Yes, there are 12.
1974, BTK cut the phone line at the back of the house. He entered through the back door, ended up taking control of the family.
How many pairs
Mr. Otero,
of spinal nerves are there?
Otero, and the young boy. He then took Josephine Otero to the basement. She was bound up and then hung from the sewer pipe. I had kids at the time.
It's a big number. 31. Good job. Good job, Meme. Good job.
BTK's second murder was Catherine Rupp. His next victim,
The,
a single mother.
I need to dipperoo this one. I've been using brown a lot.
It was bound and tortured.
The right side of the brain
The code words for me will be bind them, torture them, kill them. BTK.
controls, and then the left
We talked about it a lot and we agreed that if he was
controls.
we did back in the 70s, we have a shot at catching him. Now we have DNA testing that he made one mistake. Our unit would be able to pick up on it.
The left side of your body, and then the left side of your brain controls the right side of your body.
And so we use the media to appeal to his narcissism.
So they say. So they say.
We shot this partner on Friday and received a letter that was like the from BTK. There was hope he would send additional
The largest part
actually killing someone dead.
of the mental processes is handled where? Riding uphill is so hard. Let's see. Largest
That had been a little bit over 6 weeks.
part
We hadn't heard anything from BTK.
mental
And
process.
finally, we get this phone call.
happens in the second hemisphere.
Communication allegedly from BTK.
I don't know if that question sounded appropriate, but now you know what I was talking about. Oh.
Maybe we get some DNA. Maybe we get a hair sample. But when we open it up, it was extremely bizarre. Inside of that package had a word search puzzle. Word like victim, follow, and then insurance man, lost head, service man.
This page right here, I'm not sure why I write it here, but I do sometimes. I've got the AVM written up here, but the other thing that I like to write up here on this page, it's not really, I mean, I probably ought to write it somewhere else, but I just have a habit of it. And you know, it should be over there in the endocrine section, I guess. It really should be. Where is my endocrine? See, I already posted the endocrine up because that goes with the urinary. Oh, I didn't put it here. No, that's the eyes. Urinary nervous. I wonder why I put it here. It's probably going to be right. It's at the end of urinary is our endocrine male, female system is our endocrine. This is probably a better page for this. In our endocrine system, at the very tail end of endocrine, we have this space that's available, and come on, camera, you focus. So I'm at the very end of endocrine. I have to update this page, but it's probably a better place for this. Male.
Chicken fried steak for dinner, food that was not good for you. Your family suffered. The BTK was all you could think about. Catching him was all
Endocrine glands.
living like that. Yeah, it was difficult.
If I don't change my ways, I'm going to keep writing it in neurology forever, so I need to get it over here so I don't do it again next time. Pituitary, thyroid, adrenal, and the testes.
I was in the office working late when I got a call. An unusual package was discovered taped to a stop sign first. Inside there were multiple index cards, and the title was Death on Cold January 1.
Oh, don't start with me, mister. You've been dunked. There you go.
The decision, pick the arrows, how you approach the house, what you did with each victim. It contained so much detail. There was little doubt that it was BTK. I have 5 children at that time. My oldest child was about 10 years old. The thought that certainly realize that in private, we had to stop it from doing this.
And the ovary. Now I got to do.
I found very interesting. This gentleman asked what we knew about BTK. That BTK would be extremely smart.
Come on, camera. You can focus better than that. There we go. So there's the list of the difference between the male and the female systems. Just for the adrenal endocrine glands, endocrine glands.
So I got a hold of my brother Dana and said, I want you to come with me. This was kind of different. We didn't have a really good start back very often. There's a possibility of
So all of nervous, where is nervous? Where to go? Right here. Again, there is no use in modifiers 62 and 66 throughout the entire nervous system. So we just write up here at the top, no 62 modifier and no 66 modifiers in this whole section. So we can avoid those altogether throughout the whole entire nervous system.
Flashlight lands on an engineering book. When BTK sent his very first letter in the 70s, he put his book in the library, and the book was applied engineering.
Yeah, cerebrum and cerebellum.
So now I'm in this house.
Sorry about that, can't see.
The age profile, obviously like knots. And now he has an engineering book.
There was a question on the thalamus. One grew in puberty. Something like that. Interesting. I can add it to my note. The thalamus on my question. What's been on the exam for the last 45 days? I'm still working on that. Ugh. Where is... Oh, I got the eraser on. Okay. Thalamus. Thalamus and puberty question. Alright, got that on. Also wrote that about the prudential nerve. Yeah, that is your pelvic floor nerve. Absolutely.
What he said was, I have spotted a latchkey. Just got to work out the details. I'm much older and have to condition myself carefully. I think fall or winter will be just right for the hip.
64820. I wanted to make sure I wrote 64820. 64820. 820. 64820. I haven't done that one yet. 64820. Is it 20 or 82? It's 02. 02. 02. Right here. This is an AKA Right here is a
And I might drink a little bit of a good whiskey. And then I go crawl.
Raymond's. Syndrome. So if they say something in the question about a Raymond syndrome, it's that particular CPT code. Oh, yeah. All right. So I still got a lot to mark up over here. So I've got, this one's a biopsy. That's super easy. We love biopsies. They're easy. We've got to use right there, use that code with that code. So I'm on 495 if you're in the CPT book. This is a times. This is a modifier alert. Love it. Tell me more. Tell me when to use those modifiers. That's helpful. There's not much in this book that's helpful, but that's helpful. Got lots of do nots. Another use down here at the very, very bottom. Like it when they tell us to use one with another one. This one's an each times. Will not get the modifier 50 or 51 because it's a times. Is this one an each? No. That one's not an each. But this one is. We got a for your information one. Nothing much there. Okay. 647 8.
He was trying to make this look like just the idea that he might kill someone else, that it may be a kid, is taken to heart by everybody on the campus.
If you want to kick a police department into high gear, just threaten children. You're just pressing all the buttons to get a police department fired up.
I'm just writing NEURO,
I drove to the Home Depot.
fibro, FIB,
We really didn't know what
ROMA. This is our differences right here.
just did not
And this one is
sign there. Ask anybody if they saw anything.
cutaneous.
Our greatest concern is that it had been found and disposed of. People didn't recognize what it was, and somebody was throwing it.
They're all excisions. That one's cutaneous. This one's peripheral.
I got a call from the 911 dispatcher. And that he was an employee.
This one's extensive. Or deep. Sometimes they'll say that. Where's the highlighter? Because we need to highlight what's in the bracket thingies.
And he said, I had it on my kitchen table. Inside, there was another. Okay. All right.
I don't see any more brackets. Is that our only one? I probably see them after I put away the highlighter. Every time I put away the highlighter. Then I see the brackets all over again.
This was a bad strategy on his part. Some things are
That should be it. So then the next set.
He wanted us to respond by taking out a personal ad in the newspaper. And he
So these are just done by cervical, servothoracic, CT. This is thoracic umbilical, TC. This one's lumbar.
The employee that found the package was able to pinpoint the date when the package was
This is digital.
Maybe we capture video of people coming in and leaving.
And I'm also going to write arteries down here in red because arteries are red. Artery. And this one is radial.
Sizing it up against other cars, ground clearance, the wheelbase.
And it's an artery too.
We sent a bunch of those
And
pretty quickly
Lana.
they came back with a confirmation. The vehicle is a Jeep Cherokee.
You could just underline. You probably don't need to rewrite it underneath the code, but I'm doing this for other people. But as long as you distinguished with different colors, this is the Palmer's arch. The different colors, it'll be better for you as long as you're seeing them shot out at you. This is a nerve, not an artery. This is the last one that's the artery. And
there was a floppy disk. They're all gathered.
what's above neuropathy? Oh, Morton's neuroma sewing up. SEWING. Totally messed it up. But Morton's neuroma, it's a condition. And they usually just do a lot of stitches. You'll see your first one says suture. So they're just doing stitches. And our next ones over here on the next column are all sutures. They're all sutures. So this is just sewing up stuff. Yep. Morton's neuroma.
When we ran him through local, state, and national databases,
So the 3.7 that's coming up here on the other side, it kind of
he was married, had a daughter, had a son.
this add-on code
Headed out the door.
is part of this group, yeah, but it's only used for this code to add on. So those two are linked, unlike the 36. You know how sometimes the add-on codes can be interchangeable, but this one, more often than not, is only done to this one because there's not extra each additional nerve. You won't have more nerves to work on in that ulna area, but you will in the median area, if that makes sense. But anyway. So if you ever see a question that puts that one with that one, you know that answer's wrong. It only goes with the 35. I'll say 37 in conjunction with all of them, but it's really only the 35. That's funny. Our 59 one, it skips 2. And it's used most mainly on just the 56. And these are the only two add-on codes that do this throughout the book that I've ever noticed. So that's cool. Y'all got to see me put that on there. 'Cause that's cool. That's cool. That's cool.
The research into dense radar was in full over. It was like learn everything we can. If there's some place we can find his DNA. And that's when we discovered, one of us discovered had attended Kansas State University.
Most female students can have free checkups. So we wondered if maybe she had an exam that would have saved the information. Because a familial DNA match would be enough for us to arrest Jennifer. We were able to seize that DNA. And then we were just on hold, waiting for the results.
No, do not, huh?
My cell phone rang. That was it's probably the most happiest phone call I ever got in my life. Truly. Dennis Rader's BTK. It's him. I drove to the passport's office. Dana was already there. Tim's already there. We were ready to take this guy off the street, put him in prison for the rest of his life. But then the next morning, the chief wanted the SWAT team to arrest him. I said, Chief, we want to arrest him. We're the ones that have been chasing him for 11 months. We can arrest him just as easy as a SWAT team. And he kind of gave me the word. A little bit out of line.
Kelly Otis would have burned his house down if we didn't get a chance to come back.
Chief said, okay. He worked in this office up here just south of
Common sensory nerves.
we knew we had to keep this thing very low.
Memphis, Tennessee.
So our plan was to line up on a side street, and as soon as we knew that he was coming home, we would set up the arrest.
Although I've lived in California and Arizona since
The helicopter
2011.
is telling us where he
Gosh,
so we know
9/11 since, yeah. It's been longer than that. Somewhere around there. Oh, you took your grandma to Graceland in Memphis. Oh, I went to Elvis's funeral. So I was 7 years old. My Aunt Candy was the world champion baton twirler at the time. She went to Ole Miss, or Memphis State, sorry, the university there, Memphis State. And she was in college, dating her now husband, Tom. And she got invited out to Graceland to throw frisbees out on the front lawn. And Elvis was up in his tower, of course, and watched him or something or another. But when he died, my Aunt Candy called my mom up and says, you know, we're going to the funeral. And my mom's like, well, did we get an invitation? She said, nope. So they grabbed me up and walked to Graceland and walked right through the gates because Candy had been there before. She knew what place was like. Right as they were closing the gates from the bringing up the funeral procession into the gates, and we just walked on up to with everybody else that was walking in. It's mostly family and stuff, but I remember him being out in front of that steps in front of Graceland in the casket, and they had him up real high, and I couldn't see. And by that time, I wasn't being held by nobody because everybody was tired of holding me by then. So I was real low, and I remember fussing because I didn't get to see the body after we passed it. And we'd been there, you know, trying to get in all day. So they stopped the line, and some security guard picked me up and let me look inside there to see my first DOA, I guess. And don't remember much. Black hair and a big nose, but that's just my 7-year-old mind. I have no idea if it was him or not, but I know people were just wailing like I'd never heard anybody crying before. And people were really, truly upset. I'd been to funerals, mostly just outside, and it was a church event, and us kids played around outside on the playgrounds and stuff. We never did go in much, but most of it was, a set routine, and none of it was super cry. But boy, people in the house, outside the house, everywhere was just sobbing. I remember feeling bad for them because they were crying real hard, but good gracious. Yep. Me and Aunt Candy. Yep, she was Candy Bounds at that time. So you can look her up. She's the first person that lit her things on fire and had them turn out the stadium lights and twirled them things with an ambulance standing by going, "We don't know what we're going to do for you," but because she had all really long black hair. But yeah, she's awesome. She lives in Tulsa now, and super sweet, sweet sister of my mom's. She's the baby of the family. I didn't have any brothers or sisters, and neither did my dad, so we were always in awe of my mom and dad's brothers and sisters that they had. So it was cool. I certainly did go to his funeral. We grew up all around that area. They put a speed bump in front of my mom's house, which is not far from Graceland, in the middle of a residential neighborhood, just because of my dad's Mustang. The city built a freaking speed bump just to slow him down coming through the neighborhood. Funny times back then. Funny times. They couldn't catch him, but they put roadblocks up in the way for him. I miss Tennessee too, can't you tell? You got 4 brothers and 4 sisters? Woo, Lord. Well, we lived super close, and I was an only child, so I wasn't too hard. My Aunt Candy now, bless her heart, when she did have kids after her and Tom got married, she had 2 boys. And them cousins of mine ate the inside of her car. And I mean literally, they ate the inside of her car. She had no seats, it was just a metal frame in there, all the door frames and everything. She did gentle parenting, so, she figured they were just light on some mineral they needed. I don't know. They ate the inside of her car. They're both doctors now. Would you know? They're both physical therapists, and one of them's actually deputy sheriff, actually. Not a doctor. One of them is. But one of them is a physical therapist, but a doctor in it. And then the other one is very highly decorated officer, but he was in medicine too for a long time. So they turned out okay, but we were worried for them for a while. They literally ate the inside of her car. This car dealership was giving away a car, and you just had to fill out these little square things and try to win and get your name drawn. Well, she went there every day while they were at school and filled out thousands of those things, and she won it. So she didn't let them eat the second car that she got, so that was good. But good gracious, I remember them boys were wild. I thought Travis was wild. My cousins sure could beat Travis. They had the coolest snow boots too that would change a picture on the outside of their snow boots when they were wet. It was the best thing ever. I'd never seen anything like that before. Let's see, we're doing peripheral nerve this time. Yep. So we are going to do, I need to figure out a color scheme here so I can make the differences. And then this maybe. Okay, so we got hand and foot is going to be one color. Hand and foot. Yep. And then we're going to do the median. And then we're going to do the ulna again. Ulnar. I've always thought for years at Elvis's funeral that was his mama in there crying so hard in the house, because you could hear him throughout the Graceland yard. I don't know who she was, but she was upset. But I know his mama passed now that I'm older. Before he did, thank goodness. But no one wants to see their kid go, you know. But whoever was in there just a wailing, I never heard anybody so sad in my whole life. Still to this day, whoever it was super sad. And some say he got away and he's not, you know, he's alive. He's just out and about wandering. But somebody was sure upset. I'd hate to put somebody through that just to disappear on the earth. They were upset about Elvis going, for sure. Some sad folks. So we're doing arms and legs. Arms and legs. No trans. It is 10:41 where I'm at. Aw. One died when my mom was born. She was the elder one. Aw. Otherwise, they would be 10. Aw. 4 engineer and 2 doctors. Goodness. One has a double MA in chemistry and math. I hope they don't have any student loans to go with all that. That's such a travesty to have, you know, $100,000 in student loans. I think it's awful. What time is it? Okay, I answered that one. His poor dad. I felt so bad for him. I didn't know Elvis was a twin. Yep, he sure was. He was a twin. He was born down there in Mississippi. Thanks, Twinkle. She's got me going. Hey, Coupon Cutie. Haven't seen you in a while. How's it going? I'm just doing book prep. She's awesome. She helps me here and on Discord with so much. Keeping me on track. I'm so absent-minded. There's just no room in between here to highlight or write the differences underneath the codes. I'm just going to have to do different colors because there's no way to finish these like that. we got facial, extra, read all about it. There's usually an intra or infra without or with grafting. So that I've already done that color. We're going to do that color. We've got a times. Is there an each? No. No. Facial spinal. Facial hypo. Two differences there. Does this go on to the other? Nope. Okay. Requiring extensive, requiring shortening. This one's a shorty. Short. This one's requiring extensive mobilization. This one's mobile. And this one goes suture requiring secondary. That's a delay. It's an implant of a nerve. Implant of a nerve. We got these two down here at the bottom.
Saturday, it was my son's birthday party that day. I was really looking forward to spending some quality time with him and his friends. And it's my supervisor, and he says, we are ready for the task force to go.
How are we doing on our YouTube time? Let's see. I just keep this tab open and look at it like 4 times a day. So we were at 2,815. We are still at 2,815. I don't know why, but maybe it'll update overnight. But I've gained 71 followers since Sunday night. Since Sunday. Well, no, was that? Well, it was Wednesday, I think, when I noticed this, that I hit 1,000 followers, that one part of the threshold. And then I have to have no community strikes, and then 4,000 hours of community watch time. But maybe it'll update soon. This was as of the 13th. Oh, it hasn't updated since the 13th. Why doesn't it open up since the 13th? Because it went up today. Only valid hours. Last updated February 13th. Learn more. Public hours. It went up today because it was 2,700 yesterday. I wonder why. Some of these websites drive me nuts. We'll see. I'll check it again tomorrow morning and see.
By themselves on a major thoroughfare?
I need 4,000. I have 2,815 public hours watched, and I need 4,000. Then we can save our lives there. Directly, straight from there. Can you please move forward?
Over a week later, I received a call from one of our detectives, and he had just received a phone call with a person by the name of Ron Horton. So he's named a gentleman by the name of Sandy Deepman as one of your Boston shooters. And for the first time, I actually kind of got excited that we really had a solid lead.
So I got to go back. Oh. It says learn more. Let me see.
I introduced myself and I said, "Are you Ron Horton?" He says, "I am." I said, "Okay, let's
No, not that one. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this one. Let's see. Only valid watch hours count. Whatever that means. I bet I can't watch my own hours. They just have to be set to public for public to watch. I can't say private videos or unlisted or deleted or have ads and campaigns on them. So as long as they're not, yeah, I don't have any ads on them or anything, so we're good. I don't want to monetize from it. I just want to be able to live stream and record right away. I'll work on these down here. This transection or avulsion means pulling away, cutting through, or lay it open, which are open. It's a green circle. So I want to work on these. They do go over into this area up here too. Right, yep, they do. Supraorbital nerve, infraorbital nerve. There are difference. This is supra. Supra, infra. Mental. Inferior avaloria. Avalor. Lingual. Facial nerve. I have all these defined already in the previous ones where we've already gone over it because they're just repeating them over and over and over again in different areas. So the definitions of which ones are headache, nerve, and those kind of things. I already did those, so I don't want to define them all over again. It'll just slow me down. But I already did it. If you haven't done it on page 485, all those pages, these need your AKAs. This whole one from 64400 to 64449. They all need AKAs. Where are they at? Like T4 to L1. You need low back pain. This one's chest and ribs. Those kind of things. Just put down where these nerves are at, because the questions don't tell you where they're at, but then they're going to expect to know which one. And intercostal and stuff like that isn't too hard to find, because we know that's the rib space.
It was a breakthrough field Tarzan treatment. So I arranged an entire surveillance unit to watch everything that Sandy did when he arrived.
My name is Don Schwartz.
Vagus nerve controls that stomach.
At that time, I was assigned to orthopedics police department during drug cases, and we were all called in to help with the serious investigation because of the surveillance experience.
This is where you just go, because they all start out with the same words. So you go transection or avulsion, transection or avulsion, one word at a time until you find the one word difference. This one's extra. Extra, extra, read all about it. And then the other one we found out was intra. That's your one word difference. Can y'all tell where I'm at? Right there, intra.
One of my detectives household radio that he saw a light
Transection of a cranial.
I'm parked right here. And I'm like, holy hell. This is the exact model made with the
Spinal.
color that Ashley Arman had seen as he got shot.
There we go. And then we got to mark our bilaterals.
Sam Beekman got out, walked into the Stardust Mountain, and the light blue car pulled away from the curb. And at that point, I broke my team in two and left some of them there to watch.
If they're going to use one, it's going to be the difference between that extra and that intra, because they're the same thing. And if you just don't pay attention to the E, then or the I, then you get it wrong. So
Follow the driver in, a special unit that attaches tracking devices to vehicles. Crawled into the car. Our target went to the store.
well, AJ, will you post a video on TikTok with practice exam D, E, and F? Same way as F. Yes. I'm just changing them up so that we're treating patient squirrel with Dr. Rabbit, so that we have it changed up a little bit. The bigger I get, the more popular I am. I mean, AAPC knows about me. I've been a guest educator for them. They know about Etsy. They know about all that stuff. So it's not that big of a deal. I just don't want you guys to get in trouble, because it's y'all's certification on the line. I don't need mine, you know. I work without it all the time. I only got it just to quiet people when we went to medical conferences. When they found out I was a medical auditor, one of those questions they always ask me, are you a CPC? Because they don't understand what an auditor is. So I just did it just to basically get people to be quiet and leave me alone. But I definitely don't want y'all losing any of your certifications for sharing, too much information. But absolutely, I have, of course, all the exams, that and more. Absolutely will Absolutely share. Are we able to do word search? I don't know. Are you?
And I started driving like a madman down the Southeast Valley.
I started driving on the main thoroughfares, just really well. Sometimes they
And
get off the main arteries.
I'm moving my files to the website so that you have to be a member and be in there to be able to shop there. So I think that'll be more secure too for other reasons. So we'll be able to share more on my own domain than more so publicly on public sites. So I think that'll be better too. all.
Close enough that they didn't take the opportunity to try and shoot something.
Just practice exam questions.
Driving so fast trying to get down it.
And I am writing all this on AMA stuff, so I tried typing the book. I got a lot of it done. I got the E&M section, anesthesia, and ICD10 guidelines done this year. So that was good.
The radius of the were alive. Pull out ahead of him right now, and that way you'll be ahead of him, and I'll turn off, and you'll have a car in sight that maybe you won't take a chance at doing it. They're going slow by somebody, they're slowing down. That's when your blood pressure hits. That's when the adrenaline spike hits. Are we going to witness? Are we just going to be a day late, $1 short when this goes down?
In my mind, I kept envisioning another Robin class, simply walking down the street. And I kept thinking to myself, how do I explain this if these guys actually get a shot and kill somebody?
After about 3 hours of this terrifying hell, they finally drove into an apartment complex on the Phillips Road. We didn't see him again for the rest of the night.
I was almost in tears. And all I could do is just sit back and take a deep breath and blow it out and go, oh my God, we're going to make a case of these individuals. We're going to do it the right way. When they do end up shooting somebody else.
The next afternoon, we're watching the apartment, and suddenly Heatman appears between the buildings, and he's in a trash bag. He heads over to the community dumpster and throws the trash bag in, and then returns back into the apartment. One of my detectives, God bless his soul, he climbed into that nasty old dumpster and withdrew that trash bag, and we sent him to the main police headquarters in Central Police.
We opened it, and I started to go through it, and the first thing I find
Aw,
is papers that torn into it.
you're welcome.
On it is Robin
I don't sell any of the books. Now, on my Discord, some of our members do have prior year or current year books for sale, and that would save you Etsy or eBay fees or anything like that. So I do have a room on my server where people are selling them. You do it your own private negotiations, and you can buy them there.
And then I unfold this piece of paper that I recognize to be a map, and there are blue dots and red dots.
LYSIS, more suturing, but this one's requiring a microscope. You won't have any unspecified nerves on the exam. These two are unspecified. I don't foresee those ever being on the exam.
However,
at all.
any long-term
Yeah.
homicide investigator will tell you there are people out there that
All
are
right.
homicide investigations. They write down details. They make maps. They make drawings, photos. What we had at this point would be insignificant in court. I understood the arrest and conviction, and I knew that the convictions were a long ways away. I get a phone call from my supervisor. We are not going to make any arrests tonight. Go home, get some sleep. We'll meet in the morning, and we will take it from there. I was relieved. I was looking forward to getting a little shut eye. I'd only been asleep for 5 minutes. It's my supervisor. He said it was chain of command decision to arrest. I'm like, what? Why would you risk this? Why would you do this?
Paramount in everyone's mind was public safety. We recognize we have enough to make an arrest. The question as to whether or not we're going to have enough to completely convict, obviously that's further down the road. But we are going to make sure that no one else is going to be anybody's business. I knew that not everybody's going to be happy with that decision.
I was furious. I was livid. We don't have enough evidence to try to get a prosecution. I really honestly felt betrayed, and I was not happy. What on earth do I do now? I drive back to the station. I'm watching both and Dale on 2 different monitors. I realized that I was going to have to get one of them or both of them to incriminate themselves. Sam, there was no panic in him. He just laid his head down on the table and fell right asleep. Dale, he's looking around the room. He's calm, but he's fidgety. And I think to myself, he's going to be the one to think this is great. So I picked Dale as the first one to interview. My strategy in an interview is to get them to talk and to feel comfortable with.
Those are all single
So I
strands. These are going to be all multiple strands.
was very comfortable telling me everything that
It's just a repeat of everything, but we're multi.
So have you been following all from the city of Phoenix back? It hit me, like a brick in the face. What do you know about that? He goes in this big long narrative about everything he knew and how he's following it. And I failed to that your roommate made some incriminating statements about his behavior.
It's very important to you and us about Sam. I know I have good friends.
I'm the same, but if you tell our right to y'all,
I don't think it makes it last week.
I was in the monitoring, and it was very obvious that this individual sitting across from Clark was pure evil. He had zero remorse. He was very flippant, very arrogant in his remarks to Clark, and it was very clear that there was a chess game going on, and he was going to have Clark prove to him that we had any information on him whatsoever before he was going to divulge anything. Then I dropped the obviously very curious. Have you ever seen this before? I pulled out the map. I could see panic starting to set. He was closing up, and he wasn't going to give me any more information.
Very small differences right here. We've got an allograph and an autograph. Those two differences are just 2 letters.
I admit I've been worn down by Dale's interview and the lack of sleep, and I was flat out tired, and so I just kind of asked him. I was not ready for that. Why would you think that? So I just let him talk. So just maybe the windows going down.
Yeah, I got that document on Etsy that will help you turn your 2021 book into a 2022 book. I'll tell you what page to go write, what code, where, what codes to delete. Super easy for that. Hey, Rainbow. All right. We need...
That was your true television/movie hi-fi moment. All of us were high-fiving, and we were all yelling and screaming and hooping it up like a bunch of assholes that were overtired and hungry. It was fantastic.
Do we have any practice questions for the 648s? Let's go look.
This case is a perfect example.
What have we got?
To rest,
Practice exam. They're asking about which one?
I'm glad I was given the opportunity to do that job.
D&E, I think. Let's see. 6'8", no, 6'4", 6'3", 6'2", 6'6", nope. Okay, but 6'2" is good. 6'3", 6'3", 6'3", 6'3", 6'3", both together. So 6'3", and 6'3", 'Where's my pinky dink dink? This one and this one. I gotta remember not to highlight the pink, but I can put that there. Oh, I got an example.
It's your story.
No rich parents, no connections. Sometimes you gotta fake it till you make it. And we get to the good part.
Did my series go off? Yes, my series went off. That's not right. Catching Killers is already off. Dang it. That was a short series. Oh, let's see. No, I'm not watching Steel Magnolias. No, no, no. What is this? Nope. Nope. Yeah, I already saw that. Don't Mess with Kitty Cats. I saw that too. I saw that. It's like I'm running out of crime stories. Let's try that one. I've already been watching it. I'm on episode 5, whatever this is. Okay. Lumbar. So what I'm doing is going back through and seeing if I have any practice exam questions for this section, and then writing up a little scenario about those questions near the codes, so that just in case whoever gets the notes has little examples of how to code these things. ATIVE, degenerative spondylosis, biggest, longest word ever, SPON, DY, L, O, LIS, HE, SIS. Oof, big old long word. With severe stenosis and instability.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. Now, this is a very, very interesting photograph.
Instability. Oh, that looks terrible. Instability. The spondus, SPO. No, spinous, SPIN. Oh Lord, OUS. Process. Of L4 through L5. Decompressed. Decompressed bilaterally. Sorry about your questions right now. By a lanectomy. LAMINECTOMY. By a lanectomy. And right side. Ooh, I'm gonna, because I can't write it there, it's a long word. FORAMINES. Then left side. sided. Face, FACETEC TOMY. Oh, completely decompressing. Nerve roots. Nerve roots. As well as the Dora. Dora the Explorer. How did she get here? Dura. It's a D-U. And I'm spelling Dora. I'm so unhelpful. Okay. You code this procedure. Seven with a 63048. And that's all the key terms out of the question. You know, that if they were to describe anything like this in a CPC exam question, it would have word matches like that. There's no times, no 50. I wonder if that would be helpful. Because the practice questions have 50 modifiers and times 2. Yeah. You don't use modifier 50 with those add-on codes. So that one has that note in it in my notes. And our answer for D on this one happens to be 50 modifiers, and then the B answer has a 50 modifier with the times 2 on the second code, and then C is just one code. You know it's a 2-code answer, so nice. Okay. What else do I have? I have a 62230. Is that in this section? Yep. I'm not done with that page yet. I gotta mark up this page. I skipped it for some reason. Oof. All right. We got any do nots? No do nots? Gotta be some do nots over here. Should be. Is not reported. Blank blank is not reported for each treatment, but should only be reported once. Yep. Need to notice that. The green notes are brand new for this year, for 2022. They just added those new notes in. Says we can add our radiology, our 7-7 when needed, if they're going to do image guidance. Yes, yes. Lots of for-your information. Nothing that says anything about modifiers. So not too bad. Here, just the babies.
aspect
Yep, we got a replace
to
of the shunt,
assimilation.
reprogramming, removal. Super easy, not bad at all.
Which would be very difficult for them, because if they decide that
Removal.
it's terrible, then they really have to look in the eyes of the Holocaust survivors, the eyewitnesses, tell them
They like to use the word exchange in the question instead of replace or revision. They'll use in the question exchange. Exchange shunt. And we have an obstructed valve or distal catheter system. This one is reprogramming a shunt, so that's easy. And then this one is a complete. No replace. Okay, so I have an example for this one. It is something I can write down here on that end as an example. Let's see. Oh, thank you for the follows, guys. Good luck on your exam. Oh my gosh. It's okay. You can use your 2021 books. It's perfectly fine. I hope so too. And then my YouTube lives, I can share, hopefully, my screen. Yep, open book test. Oh, are we going all the way to 2:08? I don't know. I'm pretty tired. I'm trying. I was trying to quit at 11, but I'm trying to hang in there. I'm tired. Because I've been tutoring. I got up and the kids were out the door at 8:15, and then I started tutoring right then and there. And I have not stopped all day, and it's 11:30 at night. Y'all are becoming a full-time job, which is great. I love helping. I just got to find a little time this week to do the college classes and job reports, because we're getting close to well, that'll be next week. End of the month, I got to print out reports, but we're okay. We're the 15th. We're all right now. So not a lot going on right now. I have one meeting tomorrow, but that's it. Next week I got to do reports. Okay. Example. I'm not going to use blue again. I don't want to use blue again. Okay. Example. This is a hydrocephalus baby. So our diagnosis. Lots of foreign language on whatever I turned on. Good gracious. It has a shunt valve. It's hard to listen to the documentary when it's in a different language, but that's okay. I like learning and listening to different dialects. It's so much fun. And then, like, if you visit their country and you can say something in their language, it's so fun to see their face light up and you know that you're participating in their language, and I love the the surprise. So I try to learn a little bit of everything, because especially being in medicine, it's good to know, you need to get up on the table. Can I have your arm, in all kinds of languages, because you're going to need it. But I did clinical, so hopefully you guys will just need to work from home and don't have to talk to nobody but your kids to get out of your way. And not to put the grilled cheese down on top of your desk. I had mine put a pizza slice, oh my Lord, on my CPT book while it's open. That pizza grease went through I don't know how many pages of last year's book. If my head could have spun around like, those gremlins when they got through eating, it would have. Because I was writing up the book for you guys, and here they are setting a slice of wet, greasy pizza on top of my book with it wide open and all my Sharpie marks. Boys.
Survivors. It was very tough for them. And I think they didn't want to make it even worse. For me, it is very difficult if we go to trial, if we strive for justice. Our expectation is that
I don't know if I can say all these words, but this is a replacement of a shunt valve with a medium pressure ventriculoperitoneal shunt assembly with an inline 0-25 ACE cap something shunt assistant implant ICP monitor. I don't know. Never had to do one of these. So when you see those words, we're going to code a 62230 with a 6225 with a modifier 51. Ugh.
It's called the Horizon 4 Show Trial.
So when I use another code from another page, I just highlight it in pink also, and I say there's a referral or a reference to how to code this on page 471, so that during the exam they can go find it where it's at. I bet they do love to doodle. Oh, yeah. Oh, I know. Pizza. It was so bad. It was so bad.
She was wrong and I was wrong. And I never heard such a sentence from her in my entire life.
Golden, you work in just the same long hours. Is it Dura? Yes, Dura. It was.
My decision to join
Good vibes, good vibes. Yes, yes. So nice doing this at night with you guys. Y'all are calming. Okay. Did I do that's eyes. Let's see, can I find another one in neuro? That was exam. Somebody was asking about that. I'm going to have to start label them publicly, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this is C, D, E. This is exam 5. So that we don't call them the same names as somebody else does that has them copyrighted, you know. So anyway, this is exam, yeah, that was exam 5. I'm going to get rid of, I'm not in need of that one anymore. Oh, gosh. Which one's this one? That's 6. Where's 4? Do we have any 6s? 644? 644? Is that in this one? This section or not? Yes, it is. 64420. 64420 is here. Up at the tops. Tippy tops. So 66420 is the very top one here. And we can just put an example right down there on how to code it. We're going to go on and write the answer on top this time. The code equals, it's just that one by itself. So 64420 all by itself is coded. That with an injection. Oh my Lord, I need to increase this font. No need in squinting. Computers can do the most fascinating things nowadays. All right. Injection. Injection to anesthese. They spelled that weird. A-N-E-S. Anesthetize. Yes, I did not say that right. I'm still not saying it right. Anesthetize. Ooh. Oh, God. My eyes are getting so bad at night. That is a T. That is a T. Oh, Lord. T. I-Z. Anesthetize. Oh, I'm saying it wrong. A nerve. I can hear in my head how I'm supposed to be saying it, but it's not coming out right. I hate that. Between two ribs. To block chest wall pain. Yeah, they gave out some of those during that Super Bowl game. That quarterback that rolled his foot. I forget which team it was. Was it the? It was the Rammies, I think. He rolled his foot big time underneath one of those people, and they just put a nerve block on it and send him right back out there, and he'll get off the field from all that, and that foot will be black and blue and sick for the rest of the month. But they will definitely do those right on the sidelines all day long. It was awful watching that foot. I mean, he rolled the whole ankle and the foot underneath one of those players. It looked terrible. I just pop that shoe off real quick, throw a block in, and put it right back on. All right, 6, I bet 7, 9 won't be in here. Nope, that won't be there. And then the 5, 5 won't be there. A 6, 2, 2, 7, 3. 6, 2, 2.
People were stunned that the government continued to go after geriatric men for what they
7, 3, our blood patch. Our blood patch. That's always on those practice questions.
I was talking to a federal prosecutor. I said, Holocaust was 50 years ago. When will the government ultimately stop? He looked me right in the eye and he said, when these men take their last dying breaths. The United States Washington court claimed that putting a man in this terrible medical condition.
Thanks, Golden. I get worse the more tired I get, too, because I can hear it in my voice. It'll get worse. And don't ask me about Tennessee, because we were talking about Elvis, and yeah, that got me all fired up. But I do miss the southern states for sure. Arizona is the wild, wild west, and you on your own out here. It's so different. I thought Cali was kind of cold, but California, but Arizona really is. You just got to know them for them to like you. Nobody likes a stranger around here for sure. And nobody holds a door open for you, and all that stuff that they do. And nobody, when you're driving past somebody, nobody waves. That's the hardest thing to get used to. And nobody pumps gas out here at all, ever. There's just so many. And then, neighbors don't do for each other, or you get sued. Like if my neighbor needed their yard mowed and I was out there mowing, I just mow theirs while I'm at it. Or if their garbage can got tumped over, I'd pick it up. Or if my garage door wouldn't open, I've come home before and it be fixed by one of the neighbors. I don't know how. One of them worked at the car dealership, and the kids in the neighborhood roller skated over the top of a bunch of people's cars. She just took it into work, one at a time, each one into work the next days, and got them all detailed and the paint fixed on them and stuff. It was all of our kids. It wasn't just one set, but she just, people just did things for each other a lot differently than out in this side of the neighborhood. If you do that out here, you're going to get sued and taken to small claims, and such an ordeal. Plus, you can't shoot off fireworks. I miss shooting off fireworks. You'd set the whole state on fire out here if you shot off fireworks. It used to be fun, but I know the birds and the animals and all that stuff don't like it, but it was fun. I look forward to maybe getting lasers, like they do the drones, and maybe we can make fake ones that don't scare the birds and animals, maybe one of these days. That'll be just as cool. But that was fun, shooting off fireworks when I was a kid. I know it scared every animal. And it leaves a lot of lead in the ground and soil. It's not good for nothing, but it's fun. We got a lot of birds that have lead poisoning out here. There's nothing to get rid of it, and it's miserable seeing them with lead poisoning. They certainly have the gun shooting ranges around here. What am I doing? This is a 42-year-old patient, was in the hospital for 3 days, had a lumbar puncture performed to find an etiology of the headache. Today, neurology clinic, lumbar picture, headaches have increased. Okay, increased headaches since lumbar picture. There we go.
So they would show up in Munich, Germany, where Hitler stood and delivered his speeches. And here, John Ivan Demjanjuk, the man who pushed and shoved Jewish men and women and children into the gas chambers, who participated
Lumbar puncture.
humanity has ever seen. 60 years later, he convicted as being a participant to the murder of millions of Jews.
A court in Germany this morning convicted former U.S. citizen and accused Nazi death camp guard John Demjanjuk.
A judge in Munich, Germany, handed down a sentence to the 91-year-old former Ohio auto worker today.
Demjanjuk, who is now 91 years old, was charged with more than 28,000 counts of accessory to murder.
It's taken more than 30 years to convict John Demjanjuk, a hog in the Nazi war machine. In the 1980s, the Israeli Supreme Court ruled that it was a case of mistaken identity. This time, the judge was in no such doubt.
Am I prepared to say that they were right? Wasn't in the trial? I accept the justice system in Germany. All right, in this case, that's all I can say.
Boy, I don't know if I'd want them to go back near my spine again. You come in for a headache, and then they do a lumbar puncture, and then your headaches get worse, and then you find out the lumbar puncture that they did do made a leak, which made your... Oh. But it's one of those side effects. I've seen somebody with encephalitis. It's not good. So if they do have it, you do want to catch it soon. But 3-hour mark. Okay, I gotta go then. Yes, good. We've got this last one done for this last one. Sounds like I should not take living in the South for granted. It was so much fun. It was really nice. It's a little different out here for sure. We might have 310 days of sun, but it's been a long time. I moved here July, right before 9/11 hit in New York, so it was that summer. I'd only been here a couple of weeks when that hit, so it's been a long time since I've been in the South, so I don't know. I hope things haven't changed. That's what I remember of it, so that's how I want to remember it anyway. All right, guys, what is tomorrow? What is tomorrow? Tomorrow's Wednesday, so there's another live, right? Oh my, I got to prep. So tomorrow at 6:30, there'll be another live with questions and answers. I'll be sure to get from those exams that you were asking for. So be sure and let me know your wish lists. Hopefully y'all got into Discord, and hopefully this was helpful, guys. Thanks for hanging around and listening to me rant about stories of the South. I will see y'all again tomorrow for sure. I do have tutoring in the morning, but I'll be back for a live probably after the 6:30 live to do more of this stuff. So I'll see you guys then. Thank you, Twinkle. No. Thank you. You're such a joy and a help. Thank you so much. I will close this out, and let's keep our fingers crossed that TikTok saved both these lives and I can get them posted tomorrow on YouTube. And don't forget to leave YouTube up running tonight so that we can have our 4,000 hours super quick. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Thank you, MK. Thank you, Trisha. Thank you. Oh, hi, Mikey. Mickey, actually. Hey, Golden, I hope you hung in there. I will see y'all later. Get some rest. 22 on. Yay. Awesome. 3,000.